First off, I want to give credit to Dan Merritt for her wonderful videos in regards to the February 15, 2012 Watchtower Study Edition on page 29. The advice that's given in that magazine is criminal. It's disgusting. It is outrageous. You are telling women to continue being in subjection and showing deep respect for their husbands, even if treated harshly. And you go on to give an example of what being treated harshly is. You talk about Steve, the husband, who's angry, jealous, possessive, insecure, hot-tempered. Living with him is like walking on eggshells. And one day he hits his wife after she tried to prove a point. And Selma speaks to a sister about this, and what kind of advice does she get? Is she told, you need to call 911? Is she told, Selma, do you realize that no matter what you said or did, it did not justify him hitting you? Is she told to look up the local domestic violence hotline? Is she asked, do you have a place you can go to for safety? If he's already hot-tempered and his characteristics are intensifying, this could be dangerous for you and the children, if there are children. No. She is told to be more loving towards her husband. And Selma comes to the conclusion, realizing that I needed to adjust my thinking. I prayed to Jehovah to help me be more loving towards Steve. Slowly, things started to change. After 17 years, Steve accepted the truth. Watchtower, this is what I think of your advice. This is unacceptable. But thank you for putting your bullshit in print. Because this kind of advice has always existed in the organization. And now it's in print. So we, the vast apostate army, can use this against you to expose you for what you really are. I know this advice has always existed. My best friend was punched in the face by her elder stepdad. And she was asked, well, what did you do to provoke him? There are many women who have put up with domestic violence situations because of the advice that's written here. You will not continue to get away with this. And I can already hear people saying, oh no, we don't condone domestic violence. The God's Love book. Somebody put a comment on Dan Mara's video. You know, I know you're lying. The organization doesn't condemn it. Look, it says right here, grounds for separation. Extreme physical abuse. An abusive spouse may act so violently that the abused mate's health and even life are in danger. But if an extremely dangerous situation persists, no one should criticize a Christian who, as a last resort, chooses to separate. Let's break this down. The woman has this much self-worth. It says words like extreme physical abuse, so violently, extremely dangerous situation persists. She may feel, well, he's not that dangerous, you know. He's under a lot of stress. You know, I'm a bit mouthy. She will rationalize it, and it will take time before she realizes she needs to get out. And according to this experience, it was 17 years. She put up with it for 17 years. Why? Because he got baptized. Yay! Are you kidding me? What about the children? If there are children in this marriage, how are they going to grow up? What kind of issues are they going to have? Is the son going to grow up to be abusive? Probably. How is the daughter going to feel about herself? Just like her mama does. This big. The kids will have no respect for their father, and they may even have even little respect for their mother because she continued to put up with his bullshit. Why? Because the faithful and discreet slave encouraged the women to just put up with it, be in subjection, no matter what. Are you kidding me? Yeah, you give this disclaimer, but you know how to do these little things, that way you don't keep getting sued for this shit. But we're coming after you. You're not going to keep getting away with advice like this. It is unacceptable. Jehovah's Witnesses, You need to realize what the organization you have given your time and energy to really is. You need to look up Crisis of Conscience by Ray Franz. He was a former governing body member. Why would a former governing body member in his 60s step down and leave Bethel with nothing? Yeah, sure, they wrote him a little check there. But why? Why would he leave at that age? Why would he step down from that comfort, from the truth, if there wasn't something wrong? Crisis of Conscience, Ray Franz. 2 Corinthians 13:5 and 6. Verse 5 talks about proving what you yourselves are. Verse 6, Paul mentions, I hope you will find that we are approved. Other translations say, I hope you will see that I am a Christian. Paul welcomes being examined. You need to examine the Watchtower, the faithful and discreet slave. You need to examine what they really are. Because if they are true Christians, they would be okay with it. But no, they discourage any examination. Why? Because they are nothing but a corporation with dollar signs in their eyes. And they really don't give a shit about you. All they care is that the donations keep coming and more people keep coming on in. And we keep this train going. That's all they really care about. You need to wake up. jwfacts.com, watchtowerdocuments.com, silentlambs.org, Crisis of Conscience by Ray Franz, Combating Cult Mind Control by Steve Hassan. You need to examine your organization against what's written there. These things can be proven. The things there are not lies. They can be proven with real documents. I beg you. But if you are comfortable continuing to live in your state of cognitive dissonance, then what can I say? What's cognitive dissonance? It's the psychological pressure, anxiety, tension that's created from trying to hold on to two conflicting beliefs. For example, how do you really feel deep down inside in regards to domestic violence? Do you think the victim really is the one at fault? Is that how your authentic self feels? The victim is at fault and the victim should change? Or do you feel that the abuser needs counseling, therapy, anger management? The abuser is wrong. How does your authentic self feel about that? We already know what the Watchtower feels. You know? Those are two conflicting beliefs, and you're holding on to it, and it creates all kinds of psychological pressure and stress. And if any of you are finding that you're overeating a whole lot more, you're just not feeling rested all the time, there's a lot of stress in your life, it is more than just this system of things. It is cognitive dissonance. How many more of you are drinking, self-medicating with some alcohol? How many of you are taking a sleeping pill, an anxiety pill, an antidepressant, a mood stabilizer? I'm not talking about those who legitimately have to take these medications for an illness. I'm talking about those of you who just can't figure out why you're so depressed. What is going on with your life? Why do you feel so bad all the time? And so your doctors are just prescribing happy pills because they can't figure out what's wrong with you either. It is probably the fact that you are constantly living in a state of cognitive dissonance, and it is slowly killing you. But if you're happy with your happy pills, or just drinking a little extra, and just keep on, the end is near, hey, what can I say? The Watchtower is going down. They are being exposed. And I actually think they're writing this controversial bullshit on purpose. I actually think that they are purposely writing some controversial things lately just so they can stir up some persecution. Those of us with a rational thinking mind who have had enough of their crap, they want us to keep coming after them because they need to cry persecution. They're hoping that's going to help keep those who are already in the organization in, because they know that the numbers are slowing down as to those who are coming. Anyway, look it up. Open your mind. And Watchtower, the vast apostate army is coming after you.